I am batting 1,000 today. Not only did I lose my side cover on my action camera,
that rock moved.
I also left my sunglasses somewhere. I think he's done this a few times before. All right, plan Q. That didn't work out. It's too thick and steep. Oh, look at, there's an anchor here at the cable. The strangest things you find in the woods. Today, we're gonna find out what the source is of this mysterious waterfall that never runs dry, and to see what I missed further upstream. If you think you're ready, just come along with me. Now, I visited this location earlier this summer, and my main goal was to find the source of this water, but I wasn't successful because I wasn't prepared for how far and remote I'd actually have to go. So I returned with a friend. Joining me today is RJ, and we're prepared to go further than I've gone before. And with the help of some viewers, I've learned not only what the sources of this water, but what also lies further ahead. Before we find out what that is, we're going to explore some pools along the way. As I showed last time, there is signs that man has been here. There is a hand-laid stone wall. And throughout my video, you may see me doing this. This is to get the cobwebs out of the way. I'm tired of walking into them and not discovering them until they're right on my face. There's also a pipe right here. And if I didn't tell you, the water is very, very cold. Even though it's supposed to be in the 90s, it's cold, but I'll get used to it. But just taking the visuals here, it is simply stunning and gorgeous. Can't get over all the carpet and just the beauty this place has to offer. But further ahead though is the dam, and I'll show you another look at that once we get up there. Came upon our first pool of water. I don't think I'm going to snorkel. It's not deep enough for that, but it's definitely deep enough to wade in. And I'm going to walk through out here and give you some underwater footage and a closer look at those falls making their way through the stones. Now, we have had a very wet summer, so there's no surprise that this is flowing pretty good. Nowhere close to being dry. But the water is clear. Not sure if you can hear me, but it's coming right through these rocks, flowing down even underneath there, behind there. It's almost like you're surrounded by little waterfalls. Like, come on, RJ, punch in your man card.
Is there a bottom here?
Somewhere.
I feel something.
Keep going closer.
They're in. Okay. All right. Okay. They're blue. They're done.
What a wuss. This water is really nice and clear. Hopefully it came out as good for you guys as it does for me, because I could see right to the bottom. It's a little deeper than I thought. Close to 3 feet deep. But in order to combat the wetness of the water getting in the microphones, I am using my external mic. Otherwise we have to wait about 10 minutes or it'll sound like we're still underwater even though we're not. So just trying to make the best of the circumstances and situation and the equipment that I have so we get a good quality video, good audio, and we're not sitting around waiting for equipment to dry out. I've mentioned it before when I was here. Although this is a very beautiful, peaceful area, parts of this forest do make you feel very vulnerable. There's areas up ahead where we're just surrounded by mountainside like this, and you feel enclosed in, and if someone was up there watching you, you would never know it. But directly up ahead is the dam. Areas like this, you have to be careful with your footing. You've got slippery rocks, false floors with a buildup of trees and branches and leaves. So we are here now at the dam. I'm trying not to fall down here. So here's a pipe. Ooh, kind of deep here. See the buildup with the timbers or ties? I think those are just cut logs or trees. They are spiked into place. And the pipe continues upwards underground. Now we haven't determined what this was for, the reason it was built. People have commented maybe some type of mill or a flume for channeling the water down towards the railroad for maybe steam locomotives back in the day, who knows. But just more signs that man has been here. But here's that spike right there. It's not a very big dam or spillway, but it's here. And up ahead, it gets even better. Now here's our second pool of water. This one is not real big as far as area or surface, but it's deeper than the other one. And that rock that RJ's standing on goes right down into the water, about another 3 feet beneath the surface. And you can actually see underneath that rock, there's a waterfall under there as well. And there's definitely spider webs here. And then further up there, the stick's coming in pretty handy, is the more impressive waterfall. But what I haven't seen last time is much further upstream, and from what I was told and the pictures I've seen, it's going to far surpass what we've seen so far. I made a very rookie mistake, and it just goes to show that I am human and still make mistakes. So the last segment you saw, we came up to the dam here, and as you already know, I do have the microphone attached. Well, on these action cameras, there's a little tiny door, a little flap that covers the port to plug in the microphone, or in this case, the USB-C adapter to the microphone. Typically, when I have this plugged in, I take that little door off because there's always a chance it could fall off. This time I left it on because I'm thinking, well, I'm not going to be using the microphone the entire time. I'll be going back and forth. I'll just leave the door on there. Well, by the time I reached the waterfall, went to shut the camera off, I saw the door is missing. So the door fell off somewhere between the dam here and where we started with the microphone down there. I retraced my steps twice. I can't find it. It most likely fell in the water and got washed away, which means I can no longer get this camera wet. I can't get underwater footage with this camera, but RJ thankfully has a secondary Osmo because he bought my old one, and he's gonna allow me to use that for the underwater footage and make the best of the worst case scenario situation here. I do have a remedy for this situation, for this problem for the future, which means it'll never happen again. So I will take care of that by buying a second Osmo Action 3. One specifically for getting wet, one specifically for staying dry. That way I don't have to go back and forth, worry about water in the mics, cords, nothing like that. So in the future, this will never happen again. But with him being able to allow me to use the camera, we will check out that pool of water and see what it's like.
Holy shit! It just dropped right off! Oh. Holy crap! Oh, my nips! Where's our camera?
Are you looking for a fun gift idea for someone that you know? Or maybe you want a personalized video that you get to keep forever? If so, click my Cameo link down below in the description.
That's pretty deep.
That water is colder than I was anticipating. I tried to get my face under, it was like a shock. So I just walked around with the camera underwater. It's too cold to really get submerged. I don't mind walking or wading in it, but unless I get used to it more, I don't feel like it's worth the effort going underneath the surface with my whole head. It's just that cold. I just noticed it, and RJ noticed it as well. Right there is a gigantic dead tree. I think they call those widowmakers. One day that's going to come down and it's going to create quite the obstruction in this area. We are letting our legs thaw out now. He didn't go in as deep as I did, and I don't blame him. The water is frigid. But we got a lot of ground to cover. We got one more thing right here to show you, which I'm going to keep you rolling as we speak. And then we're going to make some progress further up. A more significant waterfall. And the thing I noticed too, and I'll demonstrate, is these rocks are covered in nature's carpet underwater. So it's not slippery. You can stand here and not have any risk of sliding out. So what you see right there is beneath my feet. So it provides some nice traction. But that is pretty neat. You want to see what the backside of a waterfall looks like? Well, I'll tell you right now. Coming back to a familiar spot now. I remember that tree with the roots hanging out. And here, last time is where I said I felt very vulnerable. Where I was basically encompassed by the land. And there's some big cliffs here, some hillsides. And I said if someone was here up on top, they could easily be watching us and we'd have no idea that they're here. And I didn't say it was like a scary feeling, it's just a vulnerable feeling. Especially now this time of year where things are still green and growing in and the foliage is pretty thick. It would be a good place for someone to hide out, without a doubt. Now if you're out looking for nature at its finest, this spot as close as it comes right here. What a sight. It's nice and shady, you got the sun peaks coming through, the sound of the babbling water, and just peace and quiet. No traffic, no people, just you and nature. And cold water still. I'm going to use the other camera and get you some underwater footage right here. There's some nature's carpet that's kind of looks like it's flowing in the wind. It's just moving around from the current of the water. I make for a pretty neat shot. And then we're going to continue upwards. Still haven't reached the spot where I stopped last, but we're not too far from it. I am batting 1,000 today. Not only did I lose my side cover on my action camera,
That rock moved.
I also left my sunglasses somewhere. I think it was back where the last pool of water we went into. I think I put them down and just never picked them up, so I may find them on the way back, but I specifically brought an old pair just in case they were to break or get lost. Not a big deal, but I don't know, not on my game today.
Your memory's worse than mine.
I think we're really close right now to where I stopped last time, and I don't remember it being this thick with the ferns. Yeah, I remember that fallen tree, and I think I went maybe less than 100 feet past that. It's almost easier walking in the water. Nature carves its own path and trying to fight through the foliage. Oh, look at the red. That's nice. I don't know what type of stone that is. It's a nice contrast from the green. It really stands out. Actually, let's make it stand out even more. increase the saturation a bit. That is unique. If you guys know what that stone is, or what would cause that color, tell me down in the comments. Back to reality. Look how proud he is. A lot of down trees makes for a rather unique custom obstacle course. And also allows for revealing shots like that. A lot more of this red rock here, I'm noticing. And look how clear that is. Now that the sun is cooperating, there's not any type of cloudiness or murkiness. It's just super clear water. And from what I can understand, everything we're seeing now is new territory. This is the spot where I turned around last time because I just was not feeling comfortable or safe going any further by myself. I wasn't prepared for such a long trek. But we are pressing on today. I don't know what lies ahead between here and something spectacular further up. I don't even know how far it is, but I do know if we keep going, we will run right into it. Got myself a little seat right here, and I got some entertainment. RJ's gonna attempt to cross that. I know it's strong enough, but it looks rather slick. Not very wide. I think he's done this a few times before.
I was good in the balance and being in the gym.
Oh, darn it, you didn't fall. Following what appears to be a type of trail, I'm guessing a game trail. It is a little bit worn and cleared. Bugs are really bad back here. You can hear them buzzing around our eyes and ears. That's just how it is when you're in these places. And still keeping my, I think it's my third or fourth spiderweb swatter in hand. I keep dropping them or leaving them behind, so I keep picking up new ones. Or we keep coming across the spider webs or areas like this where there's branches hanging out and they connect to something else. I did walk into a couple of them, and I had to rinse my face off. I didn't want to have any spider eggs in my beard. The good thing about these videos or these locations is when you need to cool off, just do it like that. RJ did find signs of a road. You can tell it's going up at an angle. He is going to investigate just to see what it looks like, so you guys check out his video to see what he does find. But I'm going to hang out here right in the creek. It is getting much more harder to traverse. The embankments are steeper. It's closed in, a lot more boulders and tree fall, but we're determined. Trying not to do too many updates, but I also do want to keep you informed. Back there, kind of where RJ is now, I did slip and fall, and thankfully I was able to keep myself from going in the water because I had my phone and you guys without the covered hatch in my hands, so they didn't get wet, but my left foot did kind of slide and slime into a rock. It's a little sore right now. Thankfully it's not cut open or anything, but I just need to be more careful because I'm pretty far out here. If I was to get hurt, it's going to be a long, painful walk back, and I would never want to have rescuers have to come out here to get me if something serious was to happen. So I'm just putting the camera down when necessary, going through these obstacles. It's definitely very slow moving though. It's not quick progress at all. The further back we're going, the more closed in it's getting, but it's still breathtaking scenery without a doubt. Can't complain about that. I think I may have found our next Windows screensaver. You guys remember those? The animated screensavers? Well, got a little pool of water here, which is nothing impressive but nice. But what's causing that is even more impressive. We have a really neat, little tiny hidden waterfall in those rocks. But then over here, we have a multi-tier waterfall coming down. Look at that. Wow. It's like something you would see in a jungle somewhere. That looks so breathtaking. I may try and get you guys some footage here underwater, since I do have the other camera that he's let me borrow. Obviously I'm gonna snap a few photos too, but this is so cool. Flowing down right there. And in here. That is so neat. I'm gonna be in the water pretty soon if I don't watch it. I'm gonna be the test subject. Right out here in front of this big rock, there's a rocky ledge.
Rocky road?
And then it looks like it drops off pretty deep. I'm gonna see how deep it is.
Peanut brittle.
And then I'm gonna bring you guys along over here, so you can stay dry over here. If you do want to get wet, just come over on this camera. Oh. He's taking one for the team. Oh, as deep as the other one. And it allows us to get up here. So, see how it is underwater. In the water. Hanging on here. I thought you wanted to be cooled off.
I got my bag and stuff on.
I gotta find my sea legs. So that was really neat. But RJ has the eagle eye today because up ahead, we can't see it from here. Well, I don't want to give it away. But up ahead, I'm pretty confident is what some of the viewers told me is what we came to see. What I missed last time because I turned back too early. So once I do get confirmation of that, you may be in for quite a treat. Now we have to verge off of the stream because I think this is its own separate stream and water source, which would make sense based on what I'm going to share with you about the sources of the mysterious waterfall that never runs dry. So we're going to literally go through this dense part here because we think this will take us directly to the location, we hope. Maybe not. I don't know. All right, plan Q. That didn't work out. It's too thick and steep. So we're back here to the water and we're gonna try and go up and around this way. I think I left you guys in suspense long enough. Do you want a little teaser as to what we're gonna be checking out? Here it is, that big rock. Just kidding. Look through the dense foliage. What do you see? Not one, but two pretty large waterfalls. I'm gonna have RJ walk in front of me and you guys can see the scale size of this rock. Camera doesn't do it justice, so RJ, if you want to go ahead of me. There you go, look at that compared to him.
It's so big.
And it's probably the biggest wall of nature's carpet I've ever seen. That's actually more like nature's wallpaper. I'll be doing that later. After I have a snack.
It feels nice. I think I just want to stay here now.
Why do you think I love it so much? But you guys are in for quite a treat. Because what we have in front of us here, well, let's just say it was worth the effort that we went through because we have an amazing, hidden, secret, obscure waterfall. There's very few people that know about this, and I'm now one of them. And looking, there might be an opening down there, a type of cave. I don't know if there's a pool there to swim in. We'll find out. And I don't know if there's a way to get up there. What we're thinking is that road that RJ saw earlier going up at an angle, maybe going up the top of here. I unfortunately didn't bring my drone because I didn't know I would need it. So I can't get any visuals here from the air, but we'll do what we can on foot. But I need to get down here, get closer, and we're gonna take in this amazing natural wonder. RJ's made it up here. Big rocky overhang. And down here, what I thought was maybe a cave, just an undercut area, which will allow us to kind of get a backside view of the waterfall. It looks like it's deep enough, big enough to wade in, possibly snorkel in. Wow, this is incredible. I almost went down for about the 147th time. So this is a two-tier, kind of like a two-story waterfall, but it's higher than 2 stories. I'd say the very top is probably close to the 30 feet. I know it's really loud here, so what I'm going to do is leave you guys down. I'm going to explore around, get some pictures, so make sure you are stay tuned for the photo montage. Maybe get some underwater footage. And I want to see, more importantly, there's a way up on top. Once I'm done here and we get to a quieter area, I will let you know what the sources are of where this water is coming from that flows down into the mysterious waterfall where we started today's video. Gonna get you a view from over here. You see the water just coming off in like curtains off the moss, off the carpet. And you got the more powerful part shooting out. It is hard walking here. There's a lot of underwater obstacles, some branches, rocks. But the water is icy cold. I am curious if there's a way to get up there. There is a kind of a path here, but I don't know if there's a way to connect. But I am wanting to investigate and see because I don't know when I'll be back here. And I want to document this the best way possible while I'm here. We'll see if we can make it up there, so stay tuned. Alright, I think we're in luck. I scaled up this hill, and there's definitely a little worn path from people coming here. And it's going to lead us directly up. Oh, look at, there's an anchor here at the cable. And that's going to be good to hold on to. I wonder if that's what it's just for, just like a little railing or handle. And here it is from up top here looking down. I'm leaving my camera and everything down there, so if I do need any pictures, I'm going to grab some screenshots off the footage. I'm going to send this down. RJ! That was disappointing. You gotta be careful. We don't want to slip off because there's nowhere to go but down. So I am going to utilize this. I don't like this too much. I'm getting pretty high here and there's not a whole lot of room, but I'm doing it. See the bracket here. Oh yeah, this is certainly worth the effort. Cable keeps going all the way up to the top. Now I wonder if we could get down there. I don't know if we could. And get on top of the main drop. We'll figure that out later. Let's get to the very top here. This cable's been here a long time. I'm not sure if it was put here for any other reason besides just a hold, but they put it around this tree and it's basically getting encompassed by the tree. It's growing right around it. It's been like that for a long time. So here it is, another source of water flowing down to the mysterious waterfall. This just goes up the mountain. Water is obviously flowing down. Everything's covered in nature's carpet. Crystal clear mountain water. And I got to be very careful, but the moss is helping with my footing so that I don't slip off. It's the only reason I'm walking out here right now. Alright, so we're on the top waterfall. There's a plateau, a landing, and it goes down to the second one. And I think RJ is coming up here somewhere. But I do want to find out if there's a way to get down there. Maybe around here. Well, that tree looks like it has something around it too, like a cable. So what do you guys think about that cable? Do you think that was put here by someone for what we used it for, just walking up here? Or do you think that was put in for something that was being done up here as far as work with maybe mining or early explorers? I really don't know. But I'm glad it's here though. It makes it a lot easier. Gives you something to hold on to. Those of you think that exploring is all fun and games, it's not. Some of the stuff you got to go through to access locations. Looking down, there's no easy way down there. I mean, I guess it's doable, but it's a good chance I'm gonna have a hard time getting back up. But you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna be back here for at least until next year. And like I said, I want to document this the best way possible. So I'm gonna put myself in a little bit of harm's way and slide down this little slope here. Hopefully not lose control. More importantly, be able to make it back up, because I don't want to be trapped down there. I'll definitely be washing off. Huh? You can get down here, but it's not easy. Yes, that's why I just came down. It's really loose material, but we are down here. And this stuff looks slippery. Oh yeah. A little dirty. Really slippery. You can see here the rock formation, little steps. And that's where we just were a minute ago. Oh, a few minutes ago. And then there's a little tiny crevasse here. Pinches out to nothing and just forms like a wedge, like a pizza shape. And let's get a better look over here. Yeah, I would not survive a fall. It's not deep enough down there. What a location, though. This is hard to beat. And there's no signs of people here other than the paths and the anchors and the cable. There's no graffiti, no trash, no nothing. It's as close to natural as you can get. Piece of cut wood. Yeah, we're thinking that this was put in here specifically for this purpose. There may be some regulars that come here, and this makes it a lot safer. Artie doesn't think it's been here all that long. I was thinking definitely several years. He thinks only a couple of years based on the tree growth around the cable itself, but Yeah, whoever did it, thank you. Made this little trek that much easier. The strangest things you find in the woods. This is a heavy-duty metal ladder that someone hauled out here. Now it makes me wonder if something else was going on here.
Probably. Is that a party zone or?
But to haul this back here, though, I mean, that's. Yeah. I think it's more than just recreation use. That's a heavy-duty steel ladder. As to why it's specifically right here, I'm not sure. There's little tiny plateaus, but nothing up there. It's just a rocky face around us. That is really bizarre. I wouldn't have seen it if RJ didn't come over here and he's like, hey, there's a ladder.
Yeah, I just came over here to get a better picture for a vantage point.
And just a short distance from where we came down with the cable.
I mean, you can climb up in here.
Maybe it's just another way to get up there. Looks like it's more difficult this way. If you guys, not only maybe the viewers who are watching who told me about this place, if you happen to know what took place here, please fill us in. If you don't, and those of you watching, regular viewers, happen to have any idea what you think could have took place here, would love to hear your thoughts and theories. I think the cable and this is here for a reason more than just for people like us to come up here. I think something took place back here back in the day, whether it was bootleg mining or something with a mill, who the hell knows, but too bizarre. And this is a heavy duty ladder. I couldn't imagine carrying that all the way here. Sitting down here on this tree that we passed earlier, good spot to take a break. We had some water and some snacks, and we're actually over 4 hours into this video. I'm not sure how long this video is. I know it's on the longer side, but we've just come across so much and wanted to document this journey as much as possible. And we still have another probably close to an hour trek back. We're about halfway back from the waterfall and from where we started. It's about a halfway point. But I do want to give you some information about the source of this water that's flowing down here that you hear and that you've been seeing the entire time during the video. So just to kind of bring you up to speed, when I first ventured out to find the source of this water, my last video, I was under the impression that this was an underground spring that came up somewhere not far from where the falls were coming out into the open. Obviously that's not the case, not even close. My first video, I came to around this area and stopped just because I was so far in, so far back, and not prepared to go further, that I didn't know how much farther I'd have to go, or even what's up ahead. So when I did share some photos and the video came out, some viewers did reach out to me personally and told me that, number one, you didn't go far enough because there's something further up that you missed. Well, we saw that incredible waterfall. Number two is the source. And that's what got this whole thing started. So there's no quick answer. It's a combination of things. So if you can't tell, it's basically mountain stream fed. But it's not just one source. It's multiple sources coming off multiple mountains, some of which are underground springs feeding up into it. So it is a combination of underground springs, multiple mountain streams that just converge down, form at a fork that we split off earlier, and form what we have here. So that basically explains why it never runs dry. There's constant flow from multiple sources. Underground, above ground, different mountains, different sources, different destinations. So when they say that this doesn't run dry on the driest of days, that holds true because there's always some type of water, even if it's underground. The other thing is that this water is extremely cold. It's probably some of the coldest water I've ever come across during the summer. So cold that I didn't actually snorkel it. And that was a little bit disappointing, not only for the fact that I lost my hatch on the camera, but RJ did, rectify the situation with me borrowing his camera, but the water's just been too cold to do anything else other than just wade in it. If I went under, it just wouldn't have been enjoyable. So I'm happy with the footage I was able to get holding the camera under, but it wasn't suitable for snorkeling or swimming underneath, especially at the waterfall. I would love to stand under it, get showered with water, but it would have been painful. But we are going to finish up here, make our way to where we started. Along the way, I still have to try to find my sunglasses, which I think I know where they are. Hopefully they're there. And the hatch, I'm not going to find, so I'm going to be ordering some extras and another camera so that this never happens again. Pretty certain, too, that there are going to be some bloopers at the end. So you will want to stay tuned for those. But right now, I'm going to roll for you a photo montage showing the incredible photos I captured here today along our journey. I didn't plan on showing this, but as I mentioned, there is multiple underground springs. I actually just found one of them. Right here, the water is coming up from under the ground because there's nothing here but dry land. Now there is water on the far side, probably about 100 feet over there. So this looks like it's coming up and on from under the ground, flowing out down here. Must have slid off. Here they are.
Here they are. Nice and clean for you.
So, I was looking back to my footage to see where I was last wearing these. And I basically had them on right where RJ is because that's where I put on the snorkeling goggles. So I put these on the little rock there. and without me knowing it, they must have slid in. Thankfully, I didn't step on them and break them, and I was expecting to not find them unless they were right here on top of the rock. So I know nobody's been back here. It's a very remote area. Not many people come back here, but thankfully, he bailed me out once again, not only with the camera, but with the glasses.
That's what friends are for.
Close to 5 hours later, we finally arrived back pretty close to where we started, safe and sound. Definitely some bumps and bruises and some scrapes, some blunders. I wasn't very graceful today, but I did make it in one piece. Before I say anything else, I do want to give a huge thanks to RJ, not only for coming with me today, but for being just a good friend, because he allowed me to use his camera, he helped me find the glasses, he had my back for certain things, so me bringing him along was the right thing to do, and he's the only person that I thought of to bring on this adventure, because I know he appreciates stuff like this, so I do want to thank you.
You're welcome, and with that, I want to add that that's what friends do for each other. You've helped me out numerous times, so you just return the favor. That's one hand scratches, I forget how that saying goes, but you know how it goes.
Yeah, we've been there for each other more times than we could count, and it's good to know that there's still people out there like that. So I also want to thank the viewers who did reach out to me to tell me that, hey, if you go further, it's going to be worth your while, because that waterfall is something that I don't think many people know about or have even seen in person. I don't even think there's an official name to it either. So myself and RJ are one of the few lucky ones to have made the trek up there. And
Except whoever put that cable in.
yeah, the cable is a mystery, especially the ladder too. If you guys have any thoughts or theories, like I said, share them down below. But I was disappointed though, I wasn't able to snorkel. I did tell you the water's too cold, but the water's crystal clear, probably almost drinkable with how fresh and clear it is. Upset about the camera, but we made the best of a bad situation, and it's going to be prevented here on out going down the road for future adventures. If you haven't seen my first video, check it down below in the description. I'm going to give RJ a chance to share his thoughts, since this was his first time here, and for the long, lengthy journey, seeing that waterfall, of what he thought.
Well, first off, I'd like to say that, yeah, I'm glad that I got to come along too. We did plan this, what, a month ago or so?
Month and a half, roughly?
Yeah, it was roughly a month and a half ago, but weather kind of ruined that for us. But, you know, I had a chance of thunderstorms that day, so we didn't want to take any chances of anything happening to the bikes and stuff. But, or getting caught in a storm and getting flooded away. But, so I'm glad that we were able to accomplish this year before the summer was over, and I'm also glad that I got to see this firsthand for myself, plus the waterfall. I mean, who doesn't love nature's beauty? I mean, it's just incredible. It's nice to get away from the hustle and bustle once in a while, and all the idiot drivers on the roads that like to blow stop signs and cut you off and all that stuff, and just get out here in nature, and you don't have to worry about anybody cutting you off. Go out and enjoy it. So thank you for bringing me along. Thank you for thinking of me, and looking forward to many more.
With that being said, I'd love to hear your thoughts on whatever you've seen today, whether it's the underwater footage, the waterfall, or laughs, or the bloopers are going to follow immediately after this. Whatever it is, love hearing your thoughts and comments. And if you did enjoy any part of this video, you know what to do. Give it a thumbs up. And as I already mentioned, his channel will be linked down below. I don't know when his channel will be out. I mean, his video will be out. He doesn't know that either.
Sometime before 2032.
Yeah. Got 9 years, so he's got plenty of time. So, with that being said, thanks for watching. Thanks for coming along on this adventure. And as always, we'll see you in the next video. Holy shnikes! That's cold. It's freaking cold!
You might have to get moved back.
If I move, you're gonna fall. I wouldn't do it. If you fall, you're gonna get hurt.
Yeah, probably.
that basically explains. So that basically. So that.